G'day guys, just going to go through some quick thoughts for Saturday. Nothing too formal. Just sort of want to dump a bit that's in my head for some interesting races while I can think of it. Just been through them properly for the first time. So, first race of interest is the Breeders' Plate. So the 2-year-old Colts. Eviction Notice comes up favourite. I definitely think it's the horse to catch. You'll see how fast this horse is. Timmy's on both favourites for the 2-year-old races, so Gay's got a strong hand. Björn's got quite a few runners as well, but you'll see how quick this horse Shanghai's out of the gate. I don't think anything will be crossing this horse early. I think it's definitely the horse to run down. He isn't going as quick as it looks here. He's sort of contained speed and does run home quite quickly, so it's not, as it seems, like it's not a real speedy squib win. It's sort of maintaining a strong tempo for the most part and does quicken, so I think he's clearly the horse to run down, drawn to lead in the sort of middle of the line. And I think the value is at stablemate Revengeance, which is drawn directly outside it. Definitely not as fast, but hoping it can just sort of tow across into an on-pace position. Probably one out, one back would be ideal. So it's leading here. And see, not as fast visually, and sort of gets lost around the bend here. You'll see sort of gets stargazing, doesn't really know what it's all about still. It's not until these two horses sort of run up and past him does he go, oh, hang on, we're in a race here, are we? And sort of Hippo puts one around his backside. Still got his ears sort of pricked here and doesn't know what it's all about. And then sort of you can see that he's definitely got more to give. And through the line, he's just like, oh, okay, let's have a bit of fun. So his last 200 was very strong. It was very hidden. I think if he lands in the one out, one back position and the two leaders, or likely leaders at least two, there's quite a bit of speed here, take each other on, I think he's the value in the race. So yeah, Revengeance, the value. I'm your Huckleberry has done nothing wrong. I think it ran faster time than Eviction Notice. I just don't think it's going to be able to get across from that wide draw and probably ends up sitting outside leader in front here. Does nothing wrong, as I said, or like a real professional win here. I just think the speed-wise, Eviction Notice is the one they're going to have to run down, and strength-wise, I thought Revengeance is the one, if it lands, you know, does everything right the first part and lands in a good position, it's the one they're going to have to hold out late. So, yeah, there's not too much value in the 240 Eviction Notice, but sort of $9, you probably get a little bit better, potentially Revengeance. Think it'll run well. Jim Crack, I didn't think there was much edge in early. Again, sort of Gay's got a strong hand. Sheik is quite fast. I thought the horse with the most potential improvement was this horse Home Invasion, which draws 1. I think it's very important this draws 1. Does hang a little bit, and you'll see it sort of jumps out the gate here and doesn't really know what it's doing again. So, like, Shanghai's out, but then it wants to get its head side on and do some funky things, which is not great, really. It wants to run off the track around the bend, but similar to Revengeance, you know, a lot in the tank considering it did quite a bit wrong, so plenty of improvement. If the penny drops off the back of that, she could be dangerous from gate 1. So I thought she was the value in the Breeders. Sorry, the Jim Crack, the Breeders is the Colts. Genius. But yeah, that's the 2-year-old races. The Flight Stakes is interesting. More tactical wise, it looks like that Apocalyptic surely has to go forward. It draws the inside of the speed. I think Majestic Skies will be trying to cross those horses inside, and then Apocalyptic should be doing the same. If the horse is wide or want to push on, you know, they can. But yeah, I sort of heard some mixed things about how they're going to ride this horse. It was just dominant in the lead up, and there doesn't really look anything that's going to jump out of the ground. Magenta Skies comes out of a maiden at Newcastle, out of a 1,400 metre fillies and mares maiden at Newcastle, where it certainly improved and looks like maybe it wants further. It was a complete forgive on debut. 1,600 metres doesn't look a problem. As I said, I think it's probably going to find a good position in run. Maybe it can run well, and Enviable's the other horse at odds that can run well, I think. But yeah, certainly the favourite, the one to beat, $1.80 seems about right on paper, and there's not too many that can sort of jump out of the ground. Queen of Clubs has drawn well and looks like the mile will suit it, but yeah, I think it's short enough. I thought Enviable and Magenta Skies were potentially the ones you could throw in. Cornella's with the favourite if you wanted to try and get some value out of the race. The Premier Stakes, he's firmed up a little bit, Jimmy Star. He was sort of close to near $4 this morning, but I still think sort of $3.50, $3.60 is fair. I think he should be closer to favourite here. Again, there's not a huge amount of tempo. We saw Marzu light him up a little bit last start, but I expect that Private Harry will probably try and hold the front here if Marzu wants to push on. I'm sure he'll let him go, but he'll try and control things. Briassa will probably end up behind the leader. Who ends up one out, one back? He's up for grabs. Maybe Tiger Shark, Jetabil, and then Jimmy Star probably drops in behind them, or if they go quite slow, might end up 3 wide with the trail. My only concern is that he might drag him way out, and they want to grab hold of horses out of the gates. It doesn't hit him. If they go quick, happy for the horse to be back behind him. If they're going slow, I just hope he's not restraining the horse to give away more ground than what he needs to. I expect him to be back, don't get me wrong, but yeah, I just don't think he needs to drag this horse out. If he's within touch at the 400 metre mark, I think he's going to go very close. Thought Briassa was just okay first up. Obviously, Strips fitter, but Jimmy was good as well. Not really given his chance first up for mine, and up to 1200 with the trial since last start. I think he's going to come on a lot more, and I just think he's a better horse than Briassa. So, yeah, I think he should be. Well, I've got him marked him 275 and Briassa $3. So, yeah, 350, 360 for Jimmy Star seems very fair to me. In the Premier Stakes, the Epsom, I think, is a 2-horse race within reason. I think Pericles is the one to beat or catch. Autumn Glow potentially the one to beat. Again, I'm surprised they want to ride this horse back. If you can sort of see that she's definitely got enough early speed to come across with Magneteer and get across the vast majority of these horses and take luck out of play. But from all reports, they're going to ride a cold and try and find a sit, which certainly plays into the hands of Pericles, who draws to just land on speed, and then if fully lit Magneteer, Yellow Brick want to roll forward, he's going to be in a prominent position no matter what. I think he's definitely got a lot more speed than Swift Falcon, Verona Rose, and Willie Do It, and he can sort of be the master of his own destiny. Whereas Kara McAvoy and Autumn Glow, she's got to go from 11 to 13 up to a mile for the first time, big field, and Pericles has certainly got a good depth to his form, only having his second start for Björn, but he put nearly a career best in first up. So if he's gone forward off that, he's going to take all sorts of beating. 4 weeks between runs, I'm not worried about. Up to a mile, not worried about it at all. So yeah, I expect Pericles to run very, very well here. I think 750 is a great price. If you want to chop out on Autumn Glow, I wouldn't knock it. I think they're clearly the 2 best chances, and Willie Do It ran very well first up. Just concerned he might want a little bit further maybe. And, he's held up. I would have liked to say, I just want to see what this horse does in clean air. Definitely could sort of chop out in him, but other than that, I think he's scary. But, El Castillo can run a race at odds for trifecta players, bottom end, and probably so can Verona Rose. I'd throw them in bottom end of trifectas and things like that. But, Pericles clearly the value for me in the Epsom. The Metrop was very tricky. Thought Vauban and Etna Rossa were the 2 to beat, and the value was Flying Bandit, but there are many chances here. I'm not really keen to play in that race at the moment. Melbourne-wise, I didn't think there were too many early opportunities there either from what I've seen. The Turnbull's not really a betting race, I didn't think, no real other standout opportunities. The Danehill's a great race, but again, just way too competitive. So sticking to Sydney at the moment for me, Breeders' Plate, Eviction Notice, Revengeance, Apocalyptic will probably go close, but short enough. Jimmy Star and Pericles Autumn Glow, like coupling those sorts of horses up early is probably what I'll do. Nothing out of the box value-wise, but sort of anywhere around $4. Jimmy Star's a great price, $7.50 Pericles, and smaller with Revengeance and Eviction Notice in the 2-year-old race. I'll come back with more as normal, but I just thought I'd send this out and give everyone an update for Saturday because there's a great racing across the board. But yeah, a few races that look like they're A plus B equals C hopefully, and there you go. Cheers.